Hey, hello. Okay, good evening, Magic, Edward, Greg, Piotr, Anna, Agatha, Marlena, Aneta, Gosha, Matthews, Dorota, Ella, and we have Teresa. Okay, let me check. We've got 118 registered people, Monica, and we've got similar names, of course, as always, Donata, Evelina, Justina. And Adriana, we've got Agatha, Barbara. Okay, and there are similar names anyway. Carol, Marcel. Okay, Kazek. Good evening, everyone. Mm-hmm. So I hope that you can all hear and see me. Thank you for that. Today's lesson is make or do. To be honest with you, with my lessons here in Tutlo, this is one of the most common mistake in English. Make or do. Really, a lot of people, non-native speakers, are having some problems using it in a sentence, because this verb somehow is definitely confusing, I must say. Mhm. However, it's okay. Don't worry. If you have problems with this, make or do, don't worry. You are not alone, and it's okay, and it is normal. But the most important thing is you're trying to understand to make your sentences, to make your sentence more correct. So in English, of course, like I said, well, anyway, even some native speakers as well are having problems with this. Mhm. So, if I may ask you, do you have one or two words for make and do in your language? In my language, in Filipino, to be honest, I think we only have one word. We only have one word for make and do. Actually, yes. If I'm going to translate a word in English, let's say, for example, make the bed or do the dishes, for instance, it's just actually like a say, almost. How about you? In your language, I know that in your language it's more of complicated. I'm not sure, but you've got like a lot of words and a lot of sounds. So, hmm do you have one or two words for make and do? Well, actually, if I'm going to translate make the bed, the word make is not going to be make, you know. So this is going to be like mm, we're gonna use the word fold in English, yes. So if if in English it says make the bed, for instance, in the morning, okay, you are already awake and you are done sleeping, for instance, you need now to make the bed. So if I'm going to translate in my language, that's going to be different, and that language would be like different. I'm going to change it again to English. It will not be make, it will be something else. It'll be something like fold. Yes, fold it, and not the bed actually. The blanket. We have only for do and make. Uh-huh. Thank you, Greg. This is confusing, yes. Okay. Now, how do you feel when you make a mistake? How do you feel when you make a mistake? How long does it take you to do your hair in the morning? Do you prefer to make a phone call or send a message? Yes. In English, it's kind of different. Make a cake. Ah, I see. Thank you, Teresa. That is why. That is why I say I understand now. A lot of people when we talk about general English, okay, and then we talk about food, for instance, or some conversational English about food, they always say, I make a cake. I made a cake yesterday or something like that. Thank you for letting me know about that. And I always try to correct them, bake. It's actually bake. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Hmm. Okay, let's move on. How do you feel when you make a mistake? So we've got here some questions for discussion. Actually, of course, in my case, I think it's gonna be odd and very minimal to a person that you may feel happy when you make a mistake. Yes, all right. And how long does it take to do your hair in the morning? Not that long in my case, actually. Just seconds. I just need my hair. Sorry, my fingers. Okay, something like that, and that's it. Very, very fast. Just few seconds. Okay, and do you prefer to make a phone call or send a message? It depends. Yes, depends on a person that we're talking about, how important it is, or maybe if not a person, an institution or a company. Then rather, to be honest, I prefer um, to send a message. Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you can see here, we have three different questions, but we use make, do, and make over here. Everybody can make a mistake, but it's not good and do the same mistake. Yes, when we actually do the same mistakes again. Yes, it means that we didn't learn yet from the past mistake. Very nice. Now let's actually move on and learn more. So we use make we most of the time with these um phrases. Yeah. No, no, Teresa. It it's not like that. All right. Okay. Make a choice, make a decision, make a phone call, make a mistake, make plan. Yeah. Okay. So normally we use make for these phrases. Make a choice, make a decision, make a phone call, make a mistake, and make plan. And you see, make plans without a because this is plural. Now, for do, most you just actually sometimes need to memorize the phrases or remember the phrases that always go with make. And so with do, okay? Do do your best. Don't worry. Do your best. Do someone a favor. Do a good job. Do research. Do business. Mm-hmm. So just try to remember those phrases actually. You would be able to make more good sentences in English then. Okay. Anyway, don't worry. Let me help you over here. Uh there's tip, of course. In English, there's always some kind of an easy way to remember something. There are few rules, but of course, in English, there are exceptions. And again, it's all about practice. So we usually use make. Think about this. We usually use make when we are creating something. Okay. Well, I understand. That's why, for example, make a cake. Yes. All right. We usually do with actions. We usually use do with actions. For example, do your homework or do exercise. However, I understand that we have here make a cake. All right. But when we really like talk about food, let's say, for instance, why not use a better word? Since what you really did the action that you did when it comes to creating that cake is really bake. All right. Okay. That is why in English it is, it sounds more correct if you're going to say, I bake a cake. I baked a cake, or I'm going to bake a cake, instead of the verb make. Because when it comes to cooking, there are many different verbs to use depending on how you actually did something. While here, you create something with the word make. Hmm? Grammatically correct. However, of course, like I said, in English, there are exceptions. All right. Now, don't forget, make a choice, make a decision, a phone call, a mistake plan. Right? Um, hmm. So, over here, again, one more time, just to just to actually, for you to be able to remember, make when you create something, and do is with action. All right. So let's try to have some exercise. Again, it's all about practice. Mhm. So over here, make or do. Can you try? Make or do. Someone a favor, a choice, a decision, plan, and business. What do you think? You can actually maybe write some numbers when you answer so that I would know what you are actually talking about or what you are trying to answer here on the chat box. Hmm. Thank you, Ella. Yes. Again. Oh, magic. That's really fast of you. Thank you. Yes, Martha. Greg. All right. And how about the others? How about the others? We have a lot. It's okay. Pavel, Kazik, Monica, Marcel, Piotr, Sylvia, Aga, Kasha. We've got another Ella over here, Carol, Aneta, Dorota, Greg, Dominic, Gosha, Matthews, Adriana, Anna, Barb, Marlena, another Piotra over here, and Anna. Okay. Yes, thank you, Joanna. Okay. So I have almost all the answers. Okay, for today, we are going to have a lot of exercise or practice, I must say, because again, in English, it's just all about practice. And it's just fine to make mistakes. All right. As long as your heart is there to actually learn. We may have different levels of understanding. Maybe for some, they may able to learn from a mistake, just one. Maybe for others, it's not like that. But it's okay. The most important thing is that you have this eagerness and your strong will and determination to become better and better, the best version of you. Okay. Right. So these are the answers. Thank you for that. Do someone a favor, make a choice, make a decision, make plans, and do business. Yes, Mata, you say take. Uh, it can be possible depending on the sentence. For take, you need, no, for a decision, it is make a decision. Yes. All right. Okay. So thank you. All good answers upon checking in here. Correct. Okay. So, next, let's move on over here. How about here? Your best, good job, a mistake, a phone call, research. Make or do? Hmm? What do you think? Make or do? Again, uh, you use do for actions you must do, like jobs or work, general activities, especially activities that you repeat. Okay, I'm gonna write there. And we use make for when we use make when you create something or when you produce something, right? I'm gonna write that here. Thank you for the answer. Yes, yes, thank you. Do a good job. Yes, Aneta, make a mistake. All right, good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So again, maybe, mm, maybe I can make it more. Maybe I can make it more clear. If I say, for instance, okay, over here, like this, do generally refers to the action itself, right? You do it, while make usually refers to the result. So that is why you do the housework, you do the laundry, you do the dishes, you do the shopping. Yes, you need to do the work, do a report, do a course, do exercise, do your nails, do business. Uh-huh. Because you refer to the action itself. While we use make, for example, normally refers to the result. So that is why you, for example, if you make a breakfast, the result is an omelette. If you make a suggestion, you have created a recommendation. You got me? Okay. All right. So that is why you make a sandwich, you make a salad, you make a cup of tea, you make a reservation, you make friends, you make love, you make fun of someone, you make a phone call, you make a joke. Yes. All right. Maybe also I want to share with you with this. Okay. Don't forget that you used to for actions, obligation, and repetitive tasks. Yes. While make we use for creating or producing something, and for the actions you choose to do. Yes, make a surprise. Thank you. Yes, Ella, thank you for that. Action leads to result. Action leads to result. Okay. While, all right. Thank you. Anyway, these are the answer. So here it's do your best, do a good job, make a mistake, make a phone call, and do research. How about if I say something like this? Be careful about the tense. Be careful about the tense. I repeat. Yes. So, do you need to, hmm, do you need to blank any plans for next week? Do you always blank your best at work? hmm What was the last decision you blank at work? And have you ever blanked any research? So, of course, we're talking about make or do, but hey, don't forget, it can be as well with in different sense. Okay. When someone scream, he is actually making a noise, Carol. That's a good question. Yes, don't make some noise. Someone is sleeping. Yes. Okay. Please be careful because you might make some noise. Make some noise. That's a good question too. Also another common mistake. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's see. We have make do. Be careful of the tense, like I said. Are you sure with that? Are you sure with your answer? Okay. All right. Well, I must say you are right. Make, do, and made, done. Okay. What was, remember, okay, do is something in the present. Okay. Do you need to make any plans? Do you always do your best? Remember earlier, I've said it is do for something like actions, obligations, and repetitive tasks. Do you always do your best at work? Okay, and this one it is in the past. When was the last decision you made at work? And then here, have you ever done any research? Okay, yes, Joanna, there you are. And Anna, very good. Okay. Yes, Aneta, Ella, it's okay. Oh, okay. Good. Have you ever done any research? Be careful with the tense, like I said. Mm-hmm. Okay, don't worry. I have some more. What if I say something like this? All right. Who does your company blank business with? Describe a time when you blank a good job. Have you ever blank a big mistake? Oh, sorry. This is a typographical error. It should be at work. Okay. All right. I didn't notice that. Have you blank a phone call today? Describe the last thing, the last big choice you had to blank. What do you think? Hmm. All right. Be careful with the tense. Past or present or maybe past participle. Third form of the verb. What do you think? So you just actually need to take a look here. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. So personal obligation. Let's see some repetitive tasks, actions. Is it about producing something? Is it about actions you choose to do? We've got Piotr already gave me some answers and Aneta as well. Yes. Let's see. Sure. Hmm. Let me just check. There's a lot of answers over here. Do, make. Hmm. Oh, okay. So here you need to describe a time when you blank a good job. So therefore, we're talking about something in the past. Hmm. This one is a perfect tense. This one, okay. Let me show you the answer. It's all right. Okay. Yes, thank you, Magic, Marlena, Greg, Anna. It's like this. Who does your company do business with? Because this is a repetitive task. It is a company, it is a negotiation. So this is something, business as usual. It must go on and on and on. Describe the last time when you did a good job. Here in this case, did is past tense, done is past participle, normally used for some perfect tenses. It's okay. Have you ever made a big mistake at work? Okay, so this one made, of course, this is made here is acting as a past participle because of the word have you ever, which is normally in perfect tense. Have you made a phone call today? This one, the made here is in past tense. Describe the last big choice you had to made. The last, we're talking about the last. This is past tense. It's okay. Again, in English, it's all about practice. No problem about that. Okay. There are also other lessons on Tutlo with Make or Do. Maybe you can try it during your free time or on Quizlet or maybe in some podcast you might want to listen. Okay. All right. Five should be make. All right. Let's see. Let's go back. Describe the last big choice you had to be. I think five should be make. Describe the last big choice you had to make. Okay. But here we're talking about the past. Yes. Made. Yes, it is made. You need to describe, you need to tell me the last big choice you had to make because we're talking about the last, which means it is already finished. The action is finished in the past. That's it. Okay, that's why it is made. All right. Mm-hmm. Correct. And had is a past form. Thank you, Greg. Now of course, discussion. Have you ever made a promise and then broken it? I don't want to say this. I know that I am not perfect and all. Yeah, I know, and in my opinion, I guess we all do anyway. Even little promises with children, with kids, maybe, or maybe even for yourself. So I guess maybe in this, the answer to this question generally, maybe yes, yeah. All right. Okay. But do you usually make an effort at school? When I was young, not really, not so much. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So, mm-hmm. What do you think over here? Made a promise. Okay, that is also make a promise and then make an effort. Yes. Oh, actually, the reason why I just put it there, it's not really for the discussion or something, but to actually give you more phrases, to be familiar and exposed with more phrases with make. All right. Anyway, so however, let me tell you that here, look at this. Look at this. All right. You make do with what you have. You make do with what you have. As you age, you learn even to be happy with what you have. So, this is actually a type of sentence that it is somehow confusing. Yeah. Make do. Why in this statement, make and do is actually together. Make do here is not a separate verb anyway. You see, this is some kind of phrasal and it means manage or cope with. Cope with. Yes. Manage or cope with. Mm-hmm. There you go. You cope with or you manage with what you have. And as you age, you learn even to be happy with what you have. Don't be confused with that. All right. Okay. There you go. Thank you. Had made, but had to make. All right. And Ella is agreeing with Anita over here. Okay. All right. Then we'll go back to that. Okay, we will go back to that. Next Friday, I will be here again. And on Monday, too, actually. And on Monday as well. I believe that on Monday, it's about a collocation. I hope that you're there. Thomas Jour is still in Japan. So I'm going to take over his webinar anyway. So, but don't worry. With our make or do, there will be collocations with make and collocations with do for the succeeding Mondays that we have here in December. And then I'm gonna clear it all with make or do with had because had is in past form. And that sentence is actually talking about the past activity anyway. All right. So thank you, by the way, and have a nice evening, everyone. Enjoy the weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Thank you. Goodbye.